What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today it's February the 14th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points, you do have retail sales coming out in 2 minutes. So I'll cycle back to that and go over what the actuals were. But forecast right now is 0%. And in my opinion, regardless of the results, it won't really move the market all that much. So that's just my opinion, of course. But aside from that, though, you are seeing the market kind of consolidate from yesterday's very good momentous day. But Dow is down 0.19, S&P down 0.04, NASDAQ down 0.13. So nothing really crazy and specific to really that's prompting this pullback. Aside from that, though, starting off with Sofi, it is at 0.18%. No news today, no SEC filings. But then again, Sofi likes to put out news at 9 a.m. So if they are going to be putting out news, that's when they will do it. Shorts did increase a small amount yesterday, but 11.71% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 126.09 million shares. In my opinion, I think that shorts might return a little bit today because going into a long weekend, historically, they like to return. But at the same time, just to give you a quick overview of this. So this is Reddit, so you don't need to see this. So pulling up SoFi at the open interest, just take a mental note of this. So you have 11,000 at that 15, 17,000 at 15.50, 20,000 at 16. So potentially, if it does get close to power hour and SoFi's close to one of these strike prices, you might see some signs of manipulation. But aside from that, with it at 15.37, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. So 15.93 is going to be a key point to really kind of get over. But moving on, SoundHound, they are getting kind of damaged. So they are the most heavily traded stock so far this morning, and it is down 18%. No news, no SEC filings. Rather, it is down because of this. So what got SoundHound so popular was NVDA investing in it. Now it looks like they sold out. So not the best kind of news. And it also looks like they did kind of sell out of SERV Robotics. So I'm going to be talking on them next because they are the second most heavily traded stock. So that's really prompting quite the pullback. Shorts, I'm sure, are going to absolutely love today. So 29.09% of the free floats being shorted. Works out to be 95.75 million shares. And what I mean by they're going to love it is typically whenever SoundHound for whatever reason is getting hit, they like to return. That way I guess they can kind of freely just take a step back, don't have to pay additional fees over the long weekend as well. So it might be a very volatile day for SoundHound, but with it at $12.50 is exactly on this S1. So $12.48 will be a key pivot for SoundHound. So just watch for it to close above that. But generally, I don't think that this news is all that great. But moving on, like I mentioned, SERV. The only thing with them is they are getting hit a lot more, down 37.83%. Similarly, no news, no SEC filings, just because of NVIDIA kind of reducing their position. 15.25% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 3.82 million shares. Shorts recently just returned a hell of a lot of shares, went from roughly 28% short interest to 15. So I think they made the wrong move, and so I feel, even though with going into the long weekend, they might actually double the hell down quite significantly. But with it at 14.05, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. So just watch for $13.93. Moving on, Intel. So they did put out news yesterday, just that they're going to be participating in a upcoming conference. Nothing crazy, but they are having very good momentum. So it is up 2% because of that. And it's not that heavily shorted, so 2.43% of the free float's being shorted. So for a large cap stock, it kind of is, but still nothing significant where it's going to affect the day-to-day kind of price action. And it is currently above all the key fib levels, so I'm not going to go bring that up, so kind of just trade accordingly. But definitely the stock is on a very good warpath. So at the same time, I just want to bring up that there was a lot of abnormal call options that was purchased for Intel for March expiry date, and it was roughly around that, I believe, $29 or $30 strike price. So if you want to follow what big money is doing, they are very bullish on Intel. So moving on from that, ticker is HIMS. This one's another stock that is on a warpath. No actual news, no SEC filings. Rather, I think just good results. An article came out saying that their Super Bowl ad was, I think, the second most popular or something like that, driving a lot of attention to their website. So that's why it went up 27% yesterday, 2.45 yesterday. And I think even prior to that, people were questioning just looking at the actual multiples. So with the recent increase, the forward PE is 109.64%. So just kind of be aware that it is also at the same time heavily shorted. So 29.84% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 56.42 million shares. And ultimately, shorts have been really getting in over this last year. So they definitely do not see that this stock is justified to have this increase, which in my opinion, I feel like a pullback might come today for it, but again, what do I know? So with all that said, let's kind of cycle back. So retail sales came in at negative 0.9, so that one definitely was not good. So we'll wait and see how the market does react to that, because sometimes the market wants negative data. It's kind of very, very weird in that regard, but for face value, this data isn't good whatsoever. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon to get buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers, so definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.